Hello everyone! My name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today I'm going to introduce my new camera and my new microphone. So hopefully things sound better. Hopefully some of the audio problems that I've been having improve with this new setup. And you all get to see my face now, which is nice added. I'm streaming on Twitch now, so if you're interested, you can go to twitch.tv/neosarafi and join up. I'll be streaming pretty much at least twice a week. Definitely going to do the Progression Playoff Series as a stream. So you guys will be able to watch while I open packs, comment on what you want to see in the deck, maybe kind of spy on Duke's chat so you can mess with him, whatever. It'll be fun. You guys should definitely join. Alright, so today I'm talking about Evolzars. And Evolzars are an extremely cheap deck. All their monsters are SR or lower, and the deck is extremely consistent, and it has a lot of really powerful plays. The skill that we're using today is called Dino DNA, because there's no really good skill for this deck. So Dino DNA, at the beginning of each of your turns, recover 200 life points. If it goes for 5 turns, then it's the same as Life Point Boost Alpha. Anything more than that, it's beneficial to you, but, I mean, it's just a placeholder, really. There's not really a good skill for this deck. For the main deck, we have Evolzar Diplo. When this card is special summoned by the effect of an volatile monster, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it. You can trigger this effect in this deck, although you usually won't, but it's a nice finisher if you need it. Next up, we have the star of the deck, Evoltile Megachirella. It's a reptile monster, level 1 with 0 attack and 0 defense. You contribute 1 reptile monster, which will be itself, discard 1 card, special summon 1 level 6 or lower fire dinosaur type monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Dragon Xyz monster you control with no materials, and attach up to 2 reptile or dinosaur type monsters with different names from your hand and or graveyard to that monster as material. Each effect is a hard once per turn. So Evoltile Megachirella lets you special summon a Evolzar monster from your deck. This will allow you to easily go into some Xyz plays. With this monster, Evolzar Volcano. When this card is special summoned by the effect of an Evoltile monster, you can target one Evolzar monster in your graveyard and special summon that target, but it cannot attack ever. So, you summon your Megachirella, you activate its effect, you tribute itself, then you discard 1 Evolzar monster from your hand, doesn't matter if it's Diplo or Volcano, special summon Volcano from your deck, revive the monster that you discarded, and then Xyz summon into one of your rank 4s. Pretty solid. Mystical Space Typhoon and Night Beam are cards that we have in the deck just to kind of deal with our opponent's back row. Then we have Evo Diversity. Add 1 Evoltile or Evolzar monster from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 Evo Diversity per turn. This will obviously be used to draw your Megachirella. Or if you already have Megachirella and you don't have one of your Evolzar monsters, you'll use it to get Diplo. Fossil Dig. Add 1 level 6 or lower dinosaur type monster from your deck to your hand. You will almost always use this to get Diplo. You can't use it to get Megachirella because it's a reptile. Dark Hole, good option going second. Will allow you to easily make some plays through negates. Bottomless Trap Hole, nice additional disruption. This could be Warning Point, this could be Crackdown, this could be whatever you want it to be. And lastly, we have Evo-Singularity, the star of the deck. Target 1 Evoltile monster and 1 Evolzar monster in your graveyard. Special summon 1 Evolzar Xyz monster from your extra deck, and if you do, attach those monsters to it as Xyz materials. So we get to Xyz summon from the graveyard. And it's really important that we can do this because it allows us to make our rank 6 monster even though we don't play any level 6 monsters in our deck, because you don't have to care about the levels of your monster. You're just special summoning an Xyz monster from your deck and then attaching 2 monsters to it as material. It's very, very good, and you guys will see it in the replays. For our extra deck, we are playing Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Requires 2 level 4 monsters, and you can attach 2 Xyz materials from this card. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack permanently, and if it does, this card gains that lost attack points. Now, it's important to note that Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon's effect is not once per turn. Why is that relevant? Well, you detach both your materials, you activate the effect, you steal half their attack points. Then, you have Megachirella, Diplo, and Volcano in your graveyard. You can activate Megachirella's second effect. You can banish it from your graveyard, target a Dragon Xyz monster you control with 0 materials, and then attach 2 different dinosaur monsters from your graveyard or your hand to that monster as materials. And then Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon can use its effect all over again. So for example, if your opponent's monster is Elemental Hero Neos Kluger. Neos Kluger has 3,000 attack points. You can use Dark Rebellion to sap that down. So Dark Rebellion will have 4,000 attack points, and Neos Kluger will have 1,500 attack points. But then you can use the effect again. Neos Kluger loses an additional 750 attack points. Now it has 750, and Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon has 4,750. And you attack into it, and you kill them. There you go. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon is definitely our win condition going second. Evolzar Solda. We can only make this with the trap card. 2 level 6 dinosaur type monsters, 2,600 attack, 1,000 defense. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has Xyz material. Very useful effect. You'll see this in Rave Raptors a lot, but it's good for us too. And when your opponent special summons a monster, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card and destroy that monster. This does destroy all monster special summons, so if it's a pendulum summon, goodbye to the entire board. It's a good effect. It's not once per turn. It only requires 1 material, so you'll do it twice in 1 turn, and it'll be very good for you. Then we come to the star of our extra deck, and I have it prismatic, which is part of the reason why I bothered to build this deck to begin with. Evolzar Lagia. It's a fire dragon Xyz monster that requires 2 level 4 dinosaur monsters, 2,400 attack, 2,000 defense. During either player's turn, when a monster would be normal or special summoned, or a spell or trap is activated, you can detach 2 Xyz materials from this card, negate the summon or the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Now, if you are familiar with the real game, you might recognize the wording of this card. It's Solemn Judgment. But Solemn Judgment isn't in Duel Links, and Solemn Judgment has a lot of very strange implications for how the game works. A lot of Duel Links players, because they've never played against Solemn Judgment, don't understand the concept of a summon being negated. So you can pull off a lot of wins, even at high ranks with Evolzar Lagia, simply because your opponent doesn't understand how it works. And unlike Solemn Judgment, which is a counter trap so it can't be responded to, Evolzar Lagia is very unique because since it detaches its materials and puts its effect on the stack for a chain, you can then chain to it with Evo-Singularity, and you can summon another Evolzar Lagia to your field while you're on the same chain, so that your opponent will not, their monster gets negated. Then you have another Evolzar Lagia. What are they going to do? Summon another monster? Activate a spell or trap? Whatever they do, it gets negated. And hopefully you don't have a second Evo-Singularity, because you could do the same thing all over again. We're running number 70 Malevolent Sins. Probably not. That's probably not correct, but I haven't updated this deck list in a while. I could clean this up and make it more competitive, but really the core of the deck is what I want to show you guys. And lastly, there's Nightmare Phoenix. So it's a simple deck. It's very linear, but the effect is so powerful that it doesn't matter. You will usually win games that you can pull off the effect on. It's just that with Effect Veiler running around, it's not as consistent as it used to be. Let's take a look at the replay. Alright, so our opponent is playing Tenyi here, and we're going first. We activate our Evo Diversity, grab our Mega Chirella, normal Mega Chirella, and discard to special summon Evolzar Volcano. And we didn't have a Diplo, so we had to discard a Volcano. Now our opponent is going to Effect Veiler us here. In most instances, this would shut down our turn. We don't have 2 monsters. We can't Xyz summon. But we are not most decks. We have a trap so that we can continue to Xyz summon even if our opponent negates our summoning. So we'll just set 2 cards and end our turn. Pass to our opponent. During standby, we immediately flip our Evo-Singularity, and we will use the Evoltile Mega Chirella and the Evolzar Volcano from our graveyard to Xyz summon into our Evolzar Lagia. Remember, you're just special summoning the monster. You are not Xyz summoning. The monsters don't have to be the same level, and they don't have to fit the requirement. Evolzar Lagia requires 2 level 4 dinosaur monsters. I can make it with a level 1 reptile and a level 4 dinosaur. It doesn't matter. My opponent is going to activate Tenyi Spirit Vishuda's effect from their hand and special summon it to the field. We will Bottomless Trap Hole that. Then they summon Adhara, and they link it off to make their Monk of the Tenyi. Which I will negate. Now, it's important to note, if you don't understand how Solemn Judgment works, when a monster's summoning is negated, it is treated as though the monster never entered the board to begin with. Which means that a card like Tenyi Spirit Chitana, which allows you to revive a monster that was destroyed and also pop one of your opponent's cards, doesn't work. Because the Monk of the Tenyi was never on the board, so it wasn't destroyed, technically. It was just, it never hit the field to begin with. So you can't even activate Chithana. And even if you could, this monster wasn't successfully summoned, which means that it can't be revived from the graveyard anyway. So we negate the Monk of the Tenyi effect. Our opponent is now out of Tenyi monsters, and they have to surrender. And there you go. That's how the Evolzar deck works. Summon a bunch of monsters during your opponent's turn, negate more than one of their cards, they run out of options, and you still have a big dragon to beat them down with. My name is Serafi, and I'm thrilled to have all of you with me.